and welcome back to Cloud Expo Asia Singapore 2018. We are live from the Marina Bay Sands, and like I was in Hong Kong, I'm now delighted to welcome back my guest, Deniel Singh of HokuApps. Welcome, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
How's things going?
It's been a crazy 1.5 days today. I guess we have collected about maybe 80 potential leads, and a lot of companies are looking out to build a mobile application or large complex application for vertical industries. Example like healthcare, insurance, finance sectors. So we've seen a lot of traction for the last 1.5 days.
Okay, interesting. Well, I want to talk to you about these verticals in a minute, but first of all, for the benefit of the audience,
yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about HokuApps, where you've come from and what you do now?
Right. So I represent HokuApps. We started off about 15 years ago in US. So we have our own cloud-based RAD platform, Rapid Application Development Platform, that allow us to generate apps faster. So generating apps faster means that we can reduce timeline and cost up to 70%. So on one hand, we are also disrupting the entire industry. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, so how does it work? How does it work? I'm speaking to you. I want to do something. How would it work?
Okay, good. So when I see you as a potential prospect, we get your requirements, put it down into a document, go through a design phase, we build a prototype. Once you confirm the scope, and then we start developing. So we call it a rapid development cycle, and then we deploy within 8 to 10 weeks. So traditionally, it takes about 5 to 6 months. So we're cutting it down now short.
And how does that work on your end? I mean, what's the logistics behind that?
That is our entire IP trade secret.
It's like that, is it? You're not going to tell me the secret sauce. Well, whatever the secret sauce is, it's clearly working. So well done.
So I just want to add on one thing. Because of our own platform that is hosted in AWS Cloud, we handle security, storage, load balancing, and the most important thing, we do not generate codes.
Right, okay, interesting. Well, okay, so we understand the mechanisms behind it and what you do. So let's talk about the practicalities. You mentioned earlier verticals. What kind of verticals are you dealing with?
Accounts?
Yep.
Customers, you mean?
Well, first of all, industries. Okay. So I know, for example, you deal with healthcare. So can you give me an example of what you would deal with?
So I'll give you an example, like for healthcare, right? So we built an app, we call a caregiver app, where I guess the biggest challenge in Singapore today is aging population. So we are building an app, working very closely with a client, where when you want to request for a caregiver to come to your doorstep, you go through the app, just like a Grab concept.
Really?
You see a caregiver nearest to your location, click it, look at the history, look at the background.
Wow.
You are comfortable with the rates, select it, make the online payment, then she'll come back to your doorstep.
It's like Uber for carers. That's
Absolutely
amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, excellent. Well, can you give us, that's fascinating, that one. Can you give us any more examples of some industry verticals that you're in?
Recently, we are doing a lot of insurance application. I guess a lot of large insurance like AIG, AIA, Manulife, Prudential, all these large companies are going through a transformation where they're trying to find a way to enable their internal force and also the consumer buying behavior, giving them the right data. So we are involved in all these projects now.
Okay, and can you, without breaking any confidentialities, can you give us any case studies that you've
worked on? A very good, excellent case study is close by me, Manulife Singapore. So Manulife, they wanted to go through a whole transformation where they want to get all their service agent in-house to get onto the platform, to go for training, certification, courses online. So they want them to promote the right products so they do not misrepresent their products. So this is just one use case that we have.
And are you finding that, we find this in Europe, but people are now using phones for pretty much everything. Yeah. Would that be a fair assessment to say?
Yeah, so we did a survey last year. We have like about 70 to 73% of people today, in terms of the buying behavior, they're using phones for making transactions online, using a tool app to do something for them.
Wow, amazing. And the other question, of course, is you're obviously doing very well, but you mentioned right at the start that one of the areas are in is America. Started in America, you're now in Asia. A bit of an unfair question, but do you see any differences in trends between the different geographic regions?
Yes, we do see a lot of challenges that we are facing in some markets where they are going through transformation now. especially in emerging markets like Vietnam, Thailand, even Indonesia, and also for example Cambodia. So they are going through a complete transformation. So we will advise them in terms of the three parts, in terms of people mindset change, technology, and processes. So we spend more time doing consulting rather than selling there. But in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Japan, we are doing extremely well because these markets are all first world, and they are looking for partners like us as a tech partner where they are telling us what they want to build and how do we go there together.
And with that in mind, my last question, if you could see into the future, where do you think HokuApps are going to go in the next, let's say year, but whatever time frame you'd like? What trends are you seeing? What directions are you seeing?
As a rapid application development platform player, we see that we are in fact a disruptor, and over the next 12 to 24 months, we feel that we are taking on more projects, and then we are firing out more projects at the same time because of affordability in terms of, example, building an app, 10,000 Singapore dollars. Can you believe that? iOS, Android, and web.
Wow.
Imagine you're building an app for your business.
Yep.
And then you can get customers coming on board, looking at all your live streaming.
Ah, I love it. I love it. It's amazing.
$10,000 Singapore dollars. So coming back to that question, we feel that we are a disruptor in one way, but at the same time, we are powering all companies to go through a transformation, especially on the digital side.
Okay, excellent. And I suppose my final question of the day is, tell me a little bit about the day in the life of Deniel Singh.
Myself, this is my 23 years in the IT consulting business. I started off in SAP and doing all those large enterprise software. And I saw a very big shift trend over the last 5 years when everything is going through mobility. So myself, I'm married, happily married. I have 4 kids, 4 lovely kids. And I'm local, I'm based in Singapore, supporting APAC. And I feel that mobile is the future for the next 5 to 7 years down the road.
You are what they call a true disruptor.
We are a disruptor.
Well done, Deniel. Deniel Singh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was Deniel Singh of HokuApps, growing rapidly and expanding. I hope they come back again in another year and tell us how they're getting on.